Hello once again, beautiful people. So this is a follow-up to that last video that was all new releases. These are the used pickups from like the past month from local comic shops. Let's see what we got here. It's one shop, two, three, four, five. So there's at least, yeah, I guess we're doing all right in this city. We're doing all right. There's actually a couple more that I didn't even go to as well. So let's begin. First up, went to Red River Books to trade in a bunch of stuff that I had read recently but wasn't too keen on, and not able to really trade, getting any decent value at my comic shop or Lone Star, whatever it's called. But ran into my friend Don. He wanted first look at the stuff I was gonna trade away, and yeah, made a deal to trade a bunch of that stuff to him for this Twilight Zone set, the complete series. I don't know if, I mean, hindsight's always. my cousin was like, "You, that's the one they have at Walmart or something like that." I don't know if this has like any fold out or interior material too, which would make me happier, but I'm happy with this. It's just kind of like one of those things when somebody shits on the deal you just made, you're kind of like, yeah, maybe it wasn't that great, but the complete series of Twilight Zone, one of the best TV series of all time in my opinion. The other ones I'd say are up there, like Simpsons, Kids in the Hall, Seinfeld. What else? I don't know. But Twilight Zone's up there, anyways, on the Rushmore of the best. Okay, let's go. Yeah, so just continuing to go through the back issue bins at Red River Books. I only had like about an hour because actually I was gonna take like 2 or 3 hours, but I ran into my cousin with my niece, and they were gonna hang out, hit up some thrift stores and stuff. And I was like, let me and get a burgers, and I was like, I hardly get to spend quality time with you. Let me tag along, and they were stoked to hear that too. So I only took an hour to look around Red River, but got a bunch of stuff I was looking for. Dart number one. Yeah, I just like the art in this too. Who do we got? Joseph Zequerez. Zequerez, maybe, would be the correct pronunciation on the art. Pretty wild looking stuff. We'll have to stand up in order to get like, not weird perspective, but yeah, just wild. I have like issues 2 and 3 or whatever, so this will complete it. We'll give that a squiz. Green Arrow, The Longbow Hunters number one. Just putting it together like another set to sell or give to friends because it's awesome. The Mike Grell Green Arrow is like so kick-ass. I'm enjoying it so much. Green Arrow number 6, Mike Grell. Some Lady Justice. This is from volume 1 from techno.com. I think this is the volume I'm looking for, but I wasn't too sure when I was looking at my list because I didn't really realize that volume 1 is techno. Or actually, you know what? Maybe it's volume 2 I'm looking for. Sorry to, I'm just like piecing them all together. Number 9. Yeah, so that's number 9 of volume 1. Volume 2 is from Big Entertainment. Same with the Mike Danger. Is that it? The Mickey Spillion's Mike Danger. Same deal with that, I believe. Volume 2, number 2. Some nice Burton painted covers here. I've talked about this before. Nice pulpy kind of stuff. Number 4. That was number 3 past. Volume 2, number 5. Number 8. I could, so I did. I haven't seen this around too much ever. So usually I would like wait years and years to try to piece this together from dollar bins, but it took me years to do that. So doing this by trade, putting together a second set for like friends or for sale is pretty fun because I do recommend this series. It's pretty kick-ass. Lone Ranger by Joe R. Lansdale and Timothy Truman. Number 1, number 3, and number 4. So yeah, second set of those. Here's a weird find. I never knew this existed. Mark Texiera's Scythe from Image Comics. What year is this even? Let's take a look. 2004. Painted interiors. You gotta like Mark Texiera. And how often does he write and illustrate? I don't know whatever came of this series, but yeah, you gotta love how he draws babes too. This chick's in her apartment. This kind of weird. The SWAT team comes in and they just light her ass up. Silence weapons. She gets up. She's still alive. They predicted that that would happen. They light her ass up again. She calls them some maricones. Then you cut to this guy. The scene of, like, are they angels or something? This guy thinks and talks in Latin. Comes to confront that SWAT-like team that lit up Our Lady. Probably leading lady, I would take it. Yeah, then it says, coming in October, Scythe #2. I've never seen or heard of this series ever before. Unfortunately, the second half of the comic is something totally unrelated, but I imagine it's good, or that Texiera would vouch for it at least, or maybe the editor, Jordan Raskin. I haven't read this, but you know, just one of those rainy day things. I was hoping that it would all be like Texiera interior, but my disappointment kept me from reading this. I was like, damn it, man. You know, it looks doesn't look bad though. Okay, next thing. Okay, this one wasn't trade. This was a price tag of $38 for the very last issue of First Comics' Lone Wolf and Cub. This is pretty rare, even online. I think everywhere it's like $40 that you look online or something crazy like that. But I asked him, like, hey, could you think you'd make me a deal on this, or how low would you like to go on this? I'd be happy to buy it. And I pat myself on the back right now. They must like me, because they only he said $20 for me, and I was pretty happy about that. This is definitely a big one on my want list for years and years and years and years and years, maybe even decades. So, bam, you gotta love it. Okay, moving to the next shop. Visited Book Fair Books downtown. They don't tend to have actually a lot of the issues I'm looking for these days. Sometimes like used trade paperbacks, but nothing against them. They're a little bit more mainstream, but I go for the supplies that they have there, because they get the sealable bags that I like, and boards. The boards are kind of, well, the bags are like a pretty good price. Boards are expensive everywhere, it seems. But anyway, Devil in a Forest by Gene Wolfe, the same writer of the, what is it, Books of the New Sun? Shadow of the Torture series. This is a first print from like the 70s or something I haven't really heard of before. Deep in a forest wilderness lay a village so humble, so insignificant that only a handful of people knew it existed. Yet it was here that a mighty battle was waged in the endless struggle between good and evil. Watch, the savage and charming highwayman. Mother Clute, the cunningly cruel possessor of mysterious powers. Barrowman, the awesome spirit of a long dead but still worshipped warrior. I'll give it a chance, because Gene Wolfe is just insane. Shadow of the Torture is nuts. I'm not going to pretend I've read all the Shadow of the Torture yet, but I'm like, yeah, I kind of want it. This is all minty, so. I had to get some music equipment fixed at a store next to Galaxy Comics, which I don't usually get the chance to go to. I found out that in their side room they have a lot of used trade paperbacks at a really good price, at good prices. Unfortunately, all the ones that they have there that I really love or would want, like, are ones that I have already. But I recommend it to anybody else. There's a lot of good stuff there. There's a lot of good stuff in that room. To the point where I'm like, I should just buy doubles of a lot of this stuff, but just keeping some control here. But did get this older copy of the Dark Phoenix Saga, just because it has like a nicer cover and treatment than the one that I have already. So I'll just flip that other one. Didn't get a lot from them, but I think, oh yeah, I got some like comic boxes from them. I got like a Fantastic Four short box and a what's the other one? Oh yeah, the X-Men short box. I get that from them. But yeah, just to put X-Men and Fantastic Four comics. That may be a little boring for you here. Let's keep it going. So we hit up 204 Comics. They have like their, I went through like the entirety of their 50-cent bins, which was grueling, man. Let me think here. 3, 4, 5 times 4, 20, 40. Is there like 80 short boxes or long boxes of that stuff? At least 40. That hurt, dude. But it's like, I had to do, you know, you're like compelled to do it once you start, maybe. It's one of those things where you like you fully commit, man. Okay, let's go. Yeah, a lot of the 50 cent and dollar bins are just mixed up. The stuff that's not bagged or boarded is 50 cents. The stuff that is bagged and boarded is a dollar. Adventures of Luther Arkwright by Brian Talbot. Same dude who did A Tale of One Bad Rat. So looking for just piecing these together, but it happens from bargain bins. That's number. Is it important? Number 4. Number 6. And we'll stop once in a while to look through some stuff too, of course. Army at Love, number 4. Again, just like I keep finding these in dollar bins and pretty close to putting a set together. Rick Veitch and Gary Erskine. Let's look through here a little bit. Just see some of that madness. I'll give you what you want. Just nuts. This chick biting his nose, crying on him, and he's all happy. Just wild, man. Okay, Aztec Age, number 1. From Doug Mensch. Somebody Hernandez. Let's look inside here. This is on the recommendation of that channel that I mentioned before, Comics Rot Your Brain. They got a lot of love for the 80s bargain bin finds, and a lot of knowledge, and they sold me on this one. They said it's just, okay, Michael Hernandez is the artist and designer. They said it's one of the most batshit comics ever. Batshit, kind of like psychedelic and just weird. I know nothing about this, but yeah, just going on their recommendation. They had like a good hour long or something podcast on it. This, I will say though that this looks like way too much text for me usually. You know, if we were from that era when we weren't all connected to the internet, this is the kind of thing it would be a lot easier to you know, you're stuck in a car or something and you read one of these for like half an hour, 45 minutes. Most comics only take like 15-20 minutes to read. This is gonna take a while, man. But yeah, okay, that was number 1. Here's number 2. Maybe I should have got more. I just put together like the first 5. Some naked Ben Franklin with a gun by the looks of it. I don't know if that actually is Ben Franklin or if maybe that's just one of the names he's gone by. Kind of, you know, try to black out any spoilers. Some more psychedelic sci-fi weirdness here. It's number 3. Number 4. Better do this. This one bookmarked too, just to show something. Oh yeah, that looks pretty fly. Those are some phosphine type colors, kind of colors you see when you like press on your eyelids or eating some DMT and shit. That kind of thing, right? The black velvet painting, neon. Brian Bolland's Black Book, number 1. I have another copy of this, but why not grab a second one for 50 cents, right? Let's look in here. Big fan of Bolland's work. I guess here's more like kind of a horror story I'm doing. You don't see that too often. Bring out your dead, he's saying there. Yeah, almost like a Hammer horror kind of look here. Plague of the Undead, isn't that something related to that whole thing? That looks pretty good. This might have been originally in magazine form, looking at the dimensions printed on the page, which is always a deterrent to me, honestly, to reading. When the text is so small, like you gotta admit, it's kind of an unconscious discomfort that it causes you, that makes it hard to read it, like actually literally hard to read, not for the quality of writing, but so you know, it'll be a little bit hard to read that. Black Dragon number 3. Why did I get this again? I think because of the creators. Writer Chris Claremont. Artist John Bolton. Yeah, that's why. So I guess something totally unrelated to the X-Men universe, but some sword and sorcery kind of fantasy stuff. I'm on board for any John Bolton, but it's cool to see that these guys saw it in their enjoyment to pursue like trying another project together. So hopefully it was like a good passion project for them and interesting. Certainly give it a try, I will. Black Dragon number 5 by the same. Let's look here through quick, right? Why not? I'm not against showing some John Bolton art. Okay, but we'll keep moving. Bunny Mask Tales, a free comic book day issue. I don't know what this is, but 50 cents. And it has Andrea Muti, who I'm becoming quite a fan of. His like watercolor art. What was it? Parasomnia, where the interiors are like watercolor and ink. His art is pretty sick, so enough to keep me interested in checking it out. Paul Chadwick's Concrete number 4. Cybernary number 4, volume 2. Some more of that Mike Grell Green Arrow that I'm always looking for. Unfortunately, dude, I saw a guy at a flea market that he was like pricing out all these, and I was like, hey, is that all the Green Arrow by Mike Grell? He had like the whole series. And he's like, yep. And he was begging and boarding them rather than putting them in his 50-cent bin. And he's like, yeah, but these have got to be like over $3 each. I'm like, God damn it, man. We'll see what happens though. Anyways, here's number 24, 35, 46, and Green Arrow Annual number 1 by Denny O'Neil, Tom Artis, and Tom Zone. Kelly Jones' The Hammer number 2. Always check out Kelly Jones. I don't know what the series is. I should, because I know this has like been advertised enough and stuff, but I don't know anything about it. But I'm glad to see that it looks like it's horror, because I do like Kelly Jones, especially I don't know. There's sci-fi, there's fantasy, but as far as genre stuff goes, horror is the best genre. Don't you agree? Your mileage may vary. Hawkworld, the ongoing series, number 4. Again, just checking these out. But the art is like so much less exciting than the Tim Truman mini. Keep me engaged, Hawkworld. I still want to be in that world, man. New Gods, number 11, some Jack Kirby. This is like a second or third copy, but Kirby from the 50-cent bin. Second copy of Garth Ennis's Punisher Born. This is a good series about Frank Castle in the Vietnam War. Timothy Truman Scout, number 7. Just trying to put these together too. Shatter Special, number 1. Didn't have this. Checking all these out too. Another one on the recommendation of that Comics Rot Your Brain channel. This will be, I think I'm going to mention them like a couple times. There's a couple things that I got under their recommendation. Their podcast made this seem really interesting. It's one of the first predates to Vertigo, where DC kind of tried something like oddball, off the wall for mature readers, and like, just something that is not mainstream, but like is weird, sex, violence, and mature stuff. And early Steve Dillon here. I think Steve Dillon is the inker. Is that right? Well, it says Brett Ewins and Steve Dillon are the artists. But this is supposed to be another really crazy series too. Kind of sci-fi, futuristic, post-apocalyptic crime noir. That's what I think I remember them making it sound like. So yeah, thanks for the recommendation. I'll check it out. Nice to find these. That's number 2. Here's number 3. Is this a 4-issue series? Here's number 4. No, it says 6. There's 6. I would like to find number 1, but maybe I'll just go ahead and start reading at number 2. It seems like a lot happens in each issue, though, so I probably will miss a lot if I don't read number 1, which is, most modern comics, hardly anything happens in an issue. But so you can kind of skip around. But anyhow, Marvel Tales starring Spider-Man, number 162. Is this your man, Romita Sr.? No, it's still Steve Ditko. Cool. Yeah, a nice way to collect old Spider-Man, Marvel Tales. Viking, this is like magazine size, by Ivan Brandon and Nick Klein. I had read this before, and I kind of disliked it on first reading, but on second reading I kind of liked it. Because on first reading I thought it was like kind of gross, kind of lowbrow, but then on the second reading I was like, I kind of like how savage it is, how mean, and like it's an unpredictable story too. So I'm kind of on board. I would check out further issues of this, but I haven't ever seen any. This is on the channel Dark Side is Comics' recommendation. He's been going through the series of X from Dark Horse from like the 90s, as well as some other stuff. He's gone through Ghost also, and that looks pretty good. All the Adam Hughes Ghost. But yeah, this is the Frank Miller cover, so it's a number 1, and I think this is pretty early on, so I'll try it out from here. Oh, cool. Uncanny X-Force number 14. Maybe a second copy, but this is a great series. I just read this. I read like the entire series in like the past 2 days, man, finally, because I like almost have all of them. And it's pretty fantastic. Rick Remender does a kick-ass job, and that new Deadpool movie that came out too, I mean, I kind of get the vibe that it would be kind of like watching Family Guy or something, where like, there's probably some high points and like a lot of low points, but you kind of like watch it because there's nothing else better to do. There's nothing else going on out there, but you still kind of like feel a little slimy or disappointed maybe for giving it a try. But I'm not sure. Maybe that's just like, that's just my guess. But I'll check that out. But anyways, getting to the point, Rick Remender has written the best Deadpool that I've ever read. He's actually like, his jokes are actually like funny and clever in it. He was actually like making me laugh quite a lot throughout this whole series. I will say though that probably the best story arcs are the first 2. That's the Apocalypse Solution, I think it's called, Deathlock Nation, and then the last 2, Final Execution, part 1 and 2. The ones in the middle are kind of like, maybe they're good if you're like an Excalibur nerd or something, because they're still like really weird, obscure characters, and it's all, I guess, way too fantastical and like less dark and serious. It's kind of like maybe even campy, but I guess that's the fun of it if you're into that stuff. But the first 2 are like fucking awesome, man. Uncanny X-Force is pretty awesome, especially the first story arc, and second place maybe, or I'd say third. The first, the last, and the second. Rate them like that. Anyways, yeah, blah 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 blah. Moving on. Oh yeah, so this is like dollar stuff now from 204 Comics, and there, that light's better. This is actually from 2 visits there in 1 month. I didn't even realize it. Previously, I was only going there like maybe once a year or so, but yeah, Dollar Bin Concrete full color special number 1, Dragon's Wars by Ryukei. I kind of like this manga style. It's kind of fantasy, kind of nice line work and grays and stuff. Cool armor and monster design. It's just perfectly serviceable. Like nothing like awesomely special though. But I don't know why. I just kind of like it. Anyhow, Marvel's Greatest Comics, starring the Fantastic Four, number 80. Putting all these together because it's just reprinting the Kirby stuff in floppy on newsprint at a nice affordable price. So this is a really good medium for me to enjoy the old Fantastic Four Kirby's. This is kind of like my favorite way to collect them, I guess. Unless I was rich as hell or lucky to get all the originals. Green Arrow miniseries number 1 of 4. Is it Trevor Von Eden? Is that the dude's name? Mike W. Barr, Trevor Von Eden, and Dick Giordano. We'll talk more about this dude later. Sarah Byam and Trevor Von Eden. She wrote a really nice alien short story in some Dark Horse Presents. Female writer. Usually I'm against that. I'm just kidding, but no, she's I've enjoyed reading her stuff. I think she also wrote Billy 99, which unfortunately I haven't really been able to find cheap. I know they just released it, a new colorized version though, hardcover, but I'm not really ready to dive in that hardcore to get that. Anyhow, yeah, this is probably good. We'll check it out though. I've been looking for stuff by Sarah Byam quite a bit lately. Luger, number 1 of 3 by Bruce Jones, Bo Hampton, and Tom Yates. What do we got in here? Just have like, oh, okay. Yeah, I'm not familiar with this mag, so I'll keep it moving, you know. But this nice colorized ad for Reed Fleming. I've never seen this ad or this, seen it in these vivid colors before. It's a great series. Parasomnia, again by Andrea Muti, and written by Colin Bunn. So, I like this art. Planetary magazine. I have a bunch of these old planetaries, but while I was collecting them, I was just like, you know, letting them party and stuff. They're all beat up. But getting to replace these early ones cheap is pretty sweet. Great series, man. Planetary number 4. Number 5. If you don't know, you should. It's a great series. Number 6. Number 7. Scout number 3. Just trying to put all these together too. I can't wait to read a run of Timothy Truman stuff. Number 4. Number 6. Solomon Kane, number 1. There's another Robert E. Howard. I had got the novel before because there was a novel illustrated by Gary Gianni, and this is like before he made Conan. He made this character, I believe. Was it? Maybe I'm thinking Brian McMorrin, or maybe about the same time. But anyways, this art looks pretty good. It kind of looks like John Cassaday or something. Why do I have this out? To show it off? Yeah, this art looks good, man. There's definitely potential with this character. Kind of weird fiction, you know, Robert E. Howard being contemporary of Lovecraft. A lot of that early Robert E. Howard has really, there's like dark horror elements when you read it. It's kind of spooky, and like less cartoony than a lot of adaptations for sure. So going for that aesthetic, I support it. So that was Solomon Kane number 1. Here's number 2. We'll just check that out. Trinity Angels. I got this because I was like, it looks like Adam Hughes, dude. It's not, though. It's McGuire and Panosian. It looks so much like Adam Hughes, though. I'm not like all over Adam Hughes' jock, but lately I've been thinking maybe I should give him a shot. But anyways, this isn't them. This isn't, it's Dan Panosian. Yeah, just some kind of like cheesecakey babe hero stuff, I guess, from, it looks like Image, is it? No, it's Acclaim. This must be from about that era, so who knows how this is to read, but, you know. See if it's, you know, I'll buy that, by golly. $1 or something. Going to the other back issues now, like full price ones. Their prices are very reasonable and awesome, though. Adventures of Luther Arkwright, number... This is $2. Number 6. I got these for a present because no dude who's like a Joe Matter era fan. My sister's boyfriend, he's like always looking for Joe Matter era stuff, so he'll get some Christmas presents here. Battle Chasers number 2. Number 4. Saw on Big Elbow's channel that he was talking about just getting this by, what's his name? Why am I blanking on his first name? Snyder and Panosian again. Canary, and it looks like to be a Western. So when I saw and listened to that video by Big Elbow, like, in the morning. I was like, oh man, I want to find that. And sure enough, I went to the shop I happened to get my lunch break close to this shop. I went in there and found it. So, kismet. Is that the word? Something like that. So it better be good. Could you imagine if it's not good after all that? Canary, number 1. Concrete, number... Maybe it's a special. Concrete, A New Life. Concrete's origin and introduction to the world in a special edition with new material added. Okay. Maybe a reprint of some kind. How often do you see Dark Horse Comics number 1? I had to get it. It looks really minty. $3 seems to be a good price, right? I've just been piecing this whole series together when it's reasonable. And yeah, man. Number 1 for $3. Nay bad. These, when they have no price, they're $1. Gravel, some Avatar, Warren Ellis. I was like, I want to read some fucking Warren Ellis, man. This is a little bit later. Because I had read like the original stuff and I was like, it's alright, but maybe it starts to hit its stride. Gravel, number 0. Number 1. Number 2. Number 3. Number 4. Number 5. Some Komiko Grendel. Who was talking about this? Maybe it was Darkside or I forget. There's a channel talking about the Komiko Grendel and how good it is. So they got me like I was never like super interested before, but they got me wanting to check it out. So this is Grendel number 16 from Komiko. Number 17. Yeah, this is just a new story arc, so maybe jumping on at that point. First print of Gun Honey, the first series, number 1, for $3. Isn't that rare? Am I crazy to think like aren't all the first prints from the first series worth a bunch more? At least on the internet. You know, I guess it depends where you go, but I've never seen this. First print. Not since it came out anyways. This is the Sienkiewicz cover. Hellboy, Mike Mignola, Box Full of Evil, number 2. Don't have number 1, but how often do you see Mike Mignola written and drawn Hellboy? So gotta check that out. Fire and Ice, this is a variant cover. I forget which one off the top of my head, but anyhow. Yeah, I've said before that I always hate Frazetta adaptations. I just like the source material, but this is a great old animated movie, man. I think it's only rated PG too. Back in the day, you could have people getting like axes in the face and shit, man, and it still be PG. This is, when you watch it now, it seems like such an R-rated movie, and it's brilliant. It is just like a, Frazetta painting epicness, but animated. Great, man. So I'll give it a shot. Willingham, he's no slouch, so... These are cool. These are kind of rare. Or nothing I've really ever seen before. Catalan Communications. I had never heard of that ever before. But recently I think Comic Crack actually mentioned them. That they're a press or a publishing company that he always looks for. Is it from Catalonia? Which debatably is a region in Spain, but wants independence from Spain. The Air. I cannot show much of this at all. It's adults only, and just crazy European, Catalonian, or Catalan? I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong there, of it being in Catalonia. Yeah, European, crazy heavy metal style, sci-fi, and with erotic elements, but the art's sick. And it looks to be batshit crazy, like nothing else, too. Oh shit, I can't show that. It's like every 2 pages I can't. It's like something I cannot show. This is volume 2, I think, of the series, but flipping through the early pages, I was like, it seemed like I could jump on board. Yeah, and there's a lot more sicker shit in here that unfortunately I can't show, or else I could get in trouble. But yeah, and here's another one. That was Air, The Survivor 2 by Paul Gillen. Here's Mark of the Dog by Silvio Cadello. Again from Catalan Communications. And this is from a magazine bin that is all $2 each, which is cool, man. This looks pretty rad too, pretty weird. The colors are really nice. The design, it's like some stark, weird looking stuff. You know, I'm just flipping to random pages here. I don't have these marked, so. Okay. And yeah, this is my second visit to there from the month. I came back because I was like, I wanted to get, they had Devil Dinosaur #1 and Punisher #1. And I was like, I finally just need to pull the trigger and get those because I'm getting pissed off not like being able to read them. But they didn't have Punisher #1 there anymore. But alas, when I looked in the dollar bin, they did have this water damaged version for $1. And it also has Punisher War Journal #2 with it for $1. So I'm like, all right, I'll settle for that, man. I'll settle for it for now. Okay, and back to Mighty Comics, which is kind of my home base local comic shop now. Just because he seems to get have pretty like good deals and keep stuff in like good condition for me and stuff like that. There are a couple times though that I ordered indie stuff, and I guess I ordered it a little bit too late. You have to order that a little bit earlier than the normal deadline, unfortunately, or else you won't really be able to get it. But Avatar Press a lot of the time sells their stuff for sale at like cheap ass prices. This is Cressy by Warren Ellis and Rallo Cazares. It's a historical, let me see, I kind of get I know it's like England versus France archers, the longbowmen of England versus the crossbowmen of France and their hired mercenaries. Cressy, France, August 26, 1346, modern warfare changed forever. And it's presented that this is a turning point in history where like the French could have dominated culture a lot more. Like for instance, maybe if not for this battle, we would be speaking French more as a first language rather than English. But it's pretty good Warren Ellis stuff, and it's nice Rallo Cazares too. I'll show just a little bit here. This is one that I've like of Warren Ellis' stuff that was like more had more like staying power or repeat readability, in my opinion. Less like pulpy than some of his stuff. Not that a lot of his stuff is, but you know, he's a very prolific guy. But this is pretty high quality, in my opinion. Let's go here. Let's show a little bit of when he's talking about the different arrows. Bodkins in the pouch. I'm checking these because I know there are knights in armor behind us. These are for piercing plate armor. I pull off my ordinary arrowhead, put these on the end of the arrow, and loose it straight on at the nice as I can. If the bodkins hit the armor at an angle, they'll glance off, but if I can get the bastards within 50 yards and loose at them dead straight, they'll punch through the plate. Swallowheads, also called broadheads. If I can't get a shot at the knights, I get these on the arrows and shoot at the horses. In theory, the knight goes down, we draw long knives and stab through the gaps in the armor. In practice, well, dunno. Ordinary arrowheads. See these? Barbs. They're for a reason. Back there, they're sharing candles, putting the heads on them with a blob of wax. I spit on mine to hold them on, and then I stick them in the dirt until I'm ready to knock. Flesh with goose feathers, very strong and waterproof too. They'll make the arrows screw through the air. The arrowhead will screw into the target, see? And the barbs will hook into the flesh. And if you just try to yank the arrow out, the head detaches. If you want to get one of these out, you need to push it deeper and then work the whole arrow around in a wider circle, making the wound bigger. And the thing's covered in dirt, remember? Lovely. There's just a lot of that kind of thing in here. I like these like little good bits of insight Warren Ellis has. These things are going to look primitive to you, but you have to remember that we're not stupid. We have the same intelligence as you. We simply don't have the same cumulative knowledge you do. So we apply our intelligence to what we have. Yeah, just talking about how it's like the height of war technology. Yeah, fun stuff. Deadly Class trade paperback. He had these in like the half off bin, so $9. This might have been $4.50. So I'll try it out. It's recommender. I know it's like popular. Usually I wouldn't go for something that looks like it's for young adults like this, but here are good things. The first issue is called Reagan Youth. That is an old punk band that is awesome. Good meatheaded stuff. Still holds up. Amazing Spider-Man Marvel Masterworks, Volume 2. This collects year 2. This is said a lot that when Spider-Man actually hits its kind of stride, one of the turning points, like year 2. But yeah, you know, you're not getting these originals unless you're a cajillionaire. So just piecing it together, see how I like it. We'll see if I still want to have like a set of Spider-Man stuff when I'm older, but just piecing it together for now. Marvel's Greatest Comics number 34, again with the Kirby Fantastic Four. Human Torch number 6 from the 70s. I originally thought this was a reprinting 50s or 40s stuff, but I don't think it is, but it does have like those same, it's just awesome vibes, man. It's keen as hell to read this. It's just plain like fun and like I don't know. It takes you somewhere in just a place of like innocence and fun and energy. Yeah, not thinking of like, you know, naivete kind of innocence of this era, but it's just like it's kind of badass too. Even though everybody's so keen and like pleasant, but they all have like fucking attitude and shit too at the same time. Everybody's just a cool character in these. Just really fun. Okay, Jonah Hex. He had a bunch of these and he like only wanted like $1 a piece or something, or 75 cents and shit for him when I asked. So I was like, yeah, dude, I'll do it. Jonah Hex number 5. Oh, this has number 6 in it as well. Weird Western Tales number 15. I don't know if this has Hex, but it should. It's of that era, but I don't know if it does actually. Weird Western presents Jonah Hex number 33. Number 37. Yeah, he had a dollar bin with a bunch of Charlton horror in it. So, you know I'll check that out, man. I'll buy that, by golly. Am I annoying you yet with that misquote? This is Ghost Manor number 57. Yeah, some nice art here. Who's the dude that signs a name like this? He's pretty sick. Nice stuff. Here are these guys that just dress up in horror costumes and ride motorcycles, terrorizing small towns. And while all the people are distracted and like freaked out, they rob stores. The other half of the gang. What does this caption say? Their everyday faces are no pleasanter than the hideous likenesses they had disposed of. Some of their decor of the haunted house that they're taking over, they start scrawling evil shit all over it. Always a fun thing for a young Malchik to scratch into a haunted house wall. Okay. Yeah, got some more Charlton horror. Ghostly Haunts number 57. I like this horror hostess, this blue chick. She's pretty nice sometimes. Ghostly Tales 129. Monster Hunters number 3. I have this bookmarked here. Let's see what we're gonna show. Okay. So you've got some evil like militants or maybe even Nazis trying to kill some apes. I will teach the animal manners. Yeah, you know this isn't going to end well. For them. Probably. You know when you got a guy that looks like this, is evil and trying to take care of some innocent old monkeys, trying to take him out of the picture, that, you know, hopefully it's going to end well for the monkeys, but not for him. Occult Files of Dr. Spectre. Okay, these are gold key ones. They're not, they're numbered on the inside, I think. But yeah, I'll check out Gold Key Horror for $1. By golly. Unknown Worlds of Frank Bruner, part 1 of 2. Last comic that I'm going to show here of the haul. But yeah, thanks for watching. Quickish video of all. More to come, of course. We're addicted. We can't stop reading, buying, selling, trading comics. And I just found out there's like 2 comic shows this month and 1 next month. I'm controlling myself though. I'm learning a lot from doing these hauls, and like, you know, I'm like, always have to have quality stuff. Can't just buy stuff for the sake of it. But, you know, educated guesses and stuff. Nice to share with you guys. Yeah, keep watching. Thanks for watching and staying tuned and commenting and talking to me and each other and stuff, man. But you know, hope things are well for you and that you're finding wicked stuff. It just never ends. There's just always wicked stuff to find, isn't there? Alright, stay gold. Peace.